I'm taking a $25 Google TV box from Walmart, and I'm turning this thing into a retro gaming monster. Tech it before you wreck it. What's up, geeks? I'm Kirk. It's going to take 4 steps to do this. This is so incredibly easy, and make sure you stick around to the B side of this video because I'm going to show you how to turn on the coolest feature that really takes you back to the 1980s. Step 1 is installing the emulator, and we're going to be using a brand new app for Google TV. It's called Cannoli. Yeah, just like the Italian dessert. I like the name, and I love the app. It's super simple, so easy to install, and so easy to just start playing games. Now, on the Google TV box, you're gonna have to what they call sideload this app because it's an APK file. It's not in the Google Play Store. Sideloading it may sound complicated. It's not. I'm gonna walk you through the whole thing. So what we wanna do is go over to the settings option because the first thing we need to do is unlock what they call developer mode. When you go to all settings, you'll have an option called system. Go into system, go into about, and then inside of About, you'll go down to the bottom where it says Android TV OS Build. So we're unlocking developer mode by hitting the center button on your remote 7 times, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom. It says you are now a developer on the bottom of the screen, and we can double check that by going back, and we should see a new menu called Developer Options. We don't need to go in there and mess with anything right now. Just make sure that that menu option is now there inside the system menu. That means that developer mode has been activated correctly. Now we need to get that file downloaded to the Google TV box, the APK file, which is the application file, so that we can properly install it. I've got a really easy way for you to do it. So go into your apps menu on the top of the screen, scroll down to where it says search for apps and games, and we're going to install an app called Downloader. Here it is. It should look just like this. It's got the big orange square with the white D in the middle. Select that, and we're simply going to install this onto our Google TV box. Once it's installed, we'll select open, and it'll open the Downloader app. The screen to that app should look like this. And essentially what this app is going to do, it's going to give us a way to download the APK file from the web and then install that file. So we want to go up to the top where they've got this little white bar, and I'm going to make this so easy for you because I created a shortcut that will let you jump right to the page where you need to download this. So here's the shortcode. 988-6884, and I'll put this code down in the description as well if you need it. And essentially what this does is this will just redirect you to the developer's page where he provides those downloadable files. So you can see there's the URL to the GitHub page right there. It's going to take about 5 seconds to redirect you, and then it should load up that GitHub page. And this is what that page looks like. You scroll down towards the bottom and you should see that APK file. And you can see in this case, it was updated just last week. This will give you the newest version of Cannoli whenever you are actually watching this video and following these instructions. So put the pointer over it and click on that APK file, and the Downloader app will then download this file onto your Google TV box and attempt to install it. The download is finishing up right here. As soon as it's done downloading, I don't push anything, and it should jump into the installation process. It says staging app, and then this option will likely pop up. It says for your security, your TV currently isn't allowed to install unknown apps from this source. This is a side-loaded app. You can change this in the settings. And again, this is because we activated developer mode. We can select settings, and it should pop us over into settings, allowing us to install unknown apps. So you want to go down and select Downloader and turn that option on, and then it should immediately jump up and give you the option to now install Cannoli. So we'll install that. This is the installation screen, and this is only going to take about 30, maybe 45 seconds to actually install Cannoli on your Google TV. Boom. Now, before we open Cannoli, we want to hit done, and then we want to go back to the home screen because this brings us to step 2. And this is all about a Bluetooth controller. You're gonna wanna have something like this to use with your Google TV box because frankly, the Cannoli app is going to expect controller inputs. Now, a Bluetooth controller like this is super cheap, 25 bucks and less. I'll put some links down in the description to some Bluetooth controllers on Amazon that will work great with this. You can use a PlayStation controller, an Xbox controller. As long as it supports Bluetooth mode, you can connect it, pair it with your Google TV box, and use it it with the Cannoli app. Let me show you how to do that. Okay, so we want to go up to the top menu of Google TV, go over to your quick settings, and then go down to where it says Bluetooth and click into that section. You'll see the only device we have here right now is our remote, and we can hit pair remote or accessory, and now it's going to start searching for other Bluetooth devices. Now you got to look up the instructions for your remote. In my case, I hold down this middle button and it'll start fast blinking, which puts this controller into discovery mode. And now you'll see it pops up in my menu as Bluetooth gamepad. I will select that, it starts pairing, and within about 15-20 seconds, my Bluetooth gamepad will be paired with the Google TV. It may pop up and ask you for a code, or it may ask you for a simple pairing request. Again, look at the instructions for your specific controller. It should tell you what settings or what code you may need. But once it's connected, that's it. And you can see if it's connected by using the buttons on your gamepad to navigate around the actual Google TV interface, and it should work just like your controller works. Step 3 is getting those video game files, they're called ROM files, over to your Google TV box. And this is what's really cool about Cannoli, is that they really make this process easy. So let me jump over in my app menu here down to Cannoli. You can see the icon is an actual cannoli, an Italian dessert. I love it, so cool. We'll click on that and it'll load up the app. The first time you load it up, it's going to give you this. It says all files access required. Essentially, Cannoli is saying, hey, listen, we need to access the files on your Google TV device, and Google TV requires you to actually approve that feature. So we'll click a button on the remote, it'll pop up right into your settings menu, and you just simply have to turn this on to allow Cannoli to manage your files, and then you hit the back button and it'll bring you this option. So what this is basically saying, where do you want to store the video game files when you transfer them over? If you have external storage, some Google TV boxes have an SD card slot, some have additional USB ports, so you can add a hard drive or an external USB thumb drive. In my case, and because I'm going to be messing around with Nintendo files, Super Nintendo files, they're all pretty small files. I'm going to stick with the internal storage. But if you start using bigger files, or you want to have more game files, or some of the newer systems, the files simply are larger files, you may want to look into some sort of external storage, not just the internal storage. Now, you'll notice too, on the bottom of the screen, it's got your different keys that you want to use. It's asking for the keys on the Bluetooth controller. So in this case, I'm going to hit start to confirm that this is the right option. It'll jump right into the setup, and that is literally it. This is what's amazing about Cannoli, is that setup takes 5 seconds. I mean, really, it takes nothing at all. It is ready to go, ready to rock and roll. And now we can actually put those files on. So I'll hit continue to jump into the main menu. Simplicity is key here, and it says no content found, so go add some. Essentially what it's saying is we don't have any video game files, any ROM files, so there's nothing for us to do. But what's cool about Cannoli is that you can hit the Y button on the controller, you see in the bottom right hand corner, to go to the kitchen, what they call Nana's Kitchen, and it gives you a QR code. This is so cool. I've never seen this process so simplified. So again, shout out to K-Wall. You did an awesome job of making this the easiest thing in the world. So you can scan this QR code with your phone if you'd like, or it gives you a URL down here underneath the QR code along with a passcode. I'll show you how that works, because that's something you do in a web browser on a PC. Keep in mind, the PC or the phone that you're using to do this has to be on the same network as your Google TV box, because the URL 192.168, etc., is an internal network address. This isn't going to work if you're not home on your home network. So keep that in mind, and I'll jump over to my web browser. So I punch in that passcode on the web page, and look at this, guys. This is so amazing. This is about as easy as it's ever going to get. It gives you all the different systems, and this is where you simply upload those ROM files. Now, if you're new to emulation and retro gaming, you may be thinking, what the heck is a ROM file? Well, a ROM file is essentially a file that contains all the data that you would need for that video game cartridge. So for example, Super Mario Brothers on the Nintendo, all the data from that Nintendo cartridge is going to be in a ROM file. Now, there's some legal gray area in terms of whether or not those ROM files are legal. So you can be a pirate, and you can get those files however you want. That's between you and your God. Nothing I can do about that. I'm going to use ROM files for games that I actually own, but you can sort that out, figure out how you want to get those ROM files on your own. You can use Google, pretty easy to find. You'll be able to find them. So for example, though, I click on Nintendo Entertainment System and it'll give me these options. I'm gonna click on ROMs and now it's saying, hey, drag and drop the files here that you wanna add. So I go to a folder where I have my Nintendo ROMs. I've got Marble Madness and Lemmings in there. I'll drag and drop them and boom, that's it. They're now uploaded from my web browser over to my Google TV box. It could not get any easier. I'll do the same thing for Super Nintendo. I'll go into ROMs and I have some Super Nintendo ROMs here. Looks like I've got Super Mario World, one of my favorite games. Let me do the same thing. I'll scroll down to Sega Genesis. I'll go into ROMs and I'm gonna drag Sonic the Hedgehog in and add that game as well. You'll notice there are tons of different options in here. Not all of these are gonna work with your Google TV box because your Google TV, for example, the Wii U, might not be powerful enough to run Wii U games. You're gonna have to experiment, see which ROMs you can get a hold of, and see which systems work on your Google TV box. I will say, for the most part, the older systems, Super Nintendo, Game Boy, Nintendo, Sega, Game Gear, Genesis, etc., those ones should work without any problem on most Google TV hardware, but again, you'll have to play around and figure out what works best for you. So now that I've uploaded those files, that's it. I'm gonna go back to my Google TV box and I'll hit the B button to jump back, and you'll notice I now have multiple systems listed here that I can choose from. So for example, if I wanna go into Nintendo Entertainment System, it'll have the 2 games there that I just uploaded, and I'll select Lemmings, one of my favorite games in the world, and that's it. It jumps right into Lemmings. Look at that. Step 4 is to play your games and have a whole lot of fun. And you can see here, I'm using my Bluetooth controller. I can jump into Lemmings here and it'll play, of course, just like I remember. Gotta love Lemmings. Classic game. If I hit the back button, I can go into this menu and I can quit out of here. I can go back to my main menu here. Again, the design here is super simple for a reason. That is what the developer wanted to do. Keep things simple. I think this is great for most people. If I go into Super Nintendo, I see Super Mario World, and I can pop this game up just like I remember playing it. And it's so nice to have the controller to be able to play that as well. Now you've reached the B side, and I promised you a really cool feature that I think takes you back to playing in your basement or your den back in the 80s. And take a look at this. If I hit the back button while I'm in this game, I go down to settings. Let me select that. Inside video, there's a feature called shader. Let me move myself out of the way here. And you can select different shaders. What the heck is a shader? Well, a shader kind of decides how the game is going to be displayed. And in this case, I'm going to select CRT Cannoli, because that's my favorite here. And look at what that shader looks like, guys. Look at that. How cool is that? It's got this retro look. It looks just like a TV down in 1989 in the basement. It's got the scan line that goes from the top to the bottom. I think this is so awesome. I hope that was useful. I hope you could follow along with those 4 steps that get you into retro gaming on your Google TV box. Grab yourself a Bluetooth controller, start doing it right now, and do me a huge favor, comment below. I want to know, what's the first retro game you're going to install on this system? Which game is the one you want to go back and play the most? Is it Mario? Is it football? Is it any other game for the Sega? Sonic, Toe Jam and Earl? So many cool games, guys. And do me a bigger favor, subscribe to the channel, because not only will it help you see new videos when I post them, because I got a lot more cool tech reviews, tech demos like this coming your way, but of course it also helps me grow here on YouTube. We'll see you next time here on the channel. Tech it before you wreck it. I'm Kirk.